Snow showers ushering in Arctic cold to start the weekend. I'll show you why I'm more concerned about how the weekend ends coming up.
How the cold weather will be keeping some businesses around the Bluegrass very busy this weekend.
A Kentucky lawmaker has filed a bill responding to the new informed consent law for abortions, how it's causing some controversy.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good evening to you. If you are not a fan of winter, this Valentine's Day weekend could break your heart. It will begin with Arctic cold and end with more snow.
That sounds cold. It's another WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. Let's check in right off the bat with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Chris?
The only time I've been accused of being a heartbreaker right there, guys. Arctic air on the move into the area right now, and it's coming with some snow showers and flurries across most of central and eastern Kentucky. That's how the weekend is kicking off, and those rounds of snow showers packing a little bit of a punch out there, blowing around on the roads with some of those snow showers that are at least covering the highways for a brief period across southeastern Kentucky. You've still got a few more hours to go through. Slowly but surely over the next 2 to 3 hours into parts of central Kentucky, we'll see those snow showers beginning to lighten up a little bit. Snowing pretty good at the station. You go from a snow shower that reduces visibility to seeing stars in just a matter of a few minutes. Here's what we're really concerned about heading into tonight and tomorrow morning. The winds and the temperature combined, it's a wind chill. Already down to 10 degrees in Lexington. 4 is the current wind chill in Covington. Now keep in mind with the wind chill, it varies sometimes from second to second. At times tonight we'll be down 0 to as low as 10 below. From there we focus on a developing winter storm that's going to take aim at the Bluegrass State starting on Sunday and into Monday and possibly Tuesday. This is a track on that low that we put on the map a few days ago. Late evening models suggesting now something similar to that. So it depends on the track of the low how much snow you can get where you live, but significant snow amounts or at least a possibility into parts of central and eastern Kentucky to go along with a bit of a mix. I've got a brand new call for snowfall for at least part of this storm at 11:10. I'll see you then.
All right, thank you, Chris. And with temperatures this cold, your heating system or your furnace will be working overtime. But what happens if it breaks down?
For some homeowners, that was a harsh reality tonight. Monique Blair went along with one Lexington business who's trying to help. She continues our First Alert Weather Team coverage.
Tim with Fayette. Who's having some trouble with your heat?
Yes, sir.
Now is not the time you want to see this, a broken thermostat.
The red wire, the power.
Ben Scott says he was simply trying to replace his thermostat with a newer one when it stopped working.
Hindsight's always 20/20. I wouldn't have done it had I known this would happen.
HVAC tech Tim Jackson with Fayette Heating and Air says calls like this one are non-stop when temperatures are frigid as they are right now.
This is where the power comes in, and it should feed across the breaker, and that's where it goes into the air handler itself.
It turns out the problem was electrical, and now Ben Scott's breaker has to be replaced. But Jackson says there's really not a whole lot you as a homeowner can do to prevent something like this from happening to you.
It's just where they've got more run time, there's more strain on them, they're up and going more. Same thing with your car, more you drive it, more it's going to tear up.
So now while Scott waits for his breaker to be replaced, he will be dealing with these frosty temperatures from indoors.
Well, we both have family in town. If it gets too cold, I suppose they wouldn't mind us bunking up for a night or two, but I'm going to try to keep this place as warm as I can.
So the big question, what should you do if you think something is wrong with your heating system?
Biggest thing would be if it's not working, best thing to do is just turn it off, leave it off, call somebody to come out and check it out. Because if you leave it running, if there's something going on, you can end up doing more damage than's already done.
In Lexington, Monique Blair, WKYT.
And you can track the snow along with the latest traffic with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. You can download it for free in the app or Google Play stores.
A Kentucky lawmaker has filed a bill that has many people around the state talking tonight. In response to the state's new informed consent law for abortions, Louisville Democrat Mary Lou Marizan has filed a bill that would require men to be married before being prescribed medicine for erectile dysfunction. New at 11, Garrett Weimer's at the live desk with reaction to that. Garrett?
Sam, State Representative Mary Lou Marizan of Louisville was one of 3 lawmakers in Kentucky's House to vote against that informed consent bill, which is now law. She admits to WDRB in Louisville that her ED bill is tongue-in-cheek. She's trying to make a point. but some say it's not a laughing matter.
Just to use something like this as a spoof and something funny really disgusts me.
Don Lynham leads a support group for prostate cancer survivors. He says drugs like Viagra are important to survivors because their treatment can leave men of any age with ED.
Some people are, wondering, why I would introduce a bill that is clearly unconstitutional.
Mary Lou Marzian says she's appalled by the informed consent law and other anti-abortion bills lawmakers have filed.
I started thinking, how would this body of men, there are 80 men in the House, feel if they were subjected to the same kind of government interference in their medical private decisions?
Her bill, HB 396, requires 2 separate doctor visits to get a prescription. A man would have to be married, get a letter of consent, and swear with his hand on a Bible that he'll only use it with his spouse.
When we start invading people's private lives and private medical decision, to me it's what's next.
Lynham says he knows the bill's supposed to make a point. He just doesn't want it to be a punchline.
These medications are very important to the prostate cancer survivor and shouldn't be taken lightly.
And we should point out this is not just happening here in Kentucky. Lawmakers previously introduced similar bills in South Carolina and Ohio in response to abortion bills there. At the live desk, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Garrett, thank you. Marizan introduced the bill on Thursday. She told the Courier-Journal she does not expect it to go very far.
A Pulaski County woman says her father came to the rescue when 2 men broke into her home. Megan Baker says when she heard the burglars in her home this morning, she called her father for help. When he showed up, she says the burglars ran off, but her father was able to stop one of them.
Screaming and yelling, everybody was running around, and then he had like a little pistol with him, and he shot like 3 rounds towards the guy.
Police say Baker's father held one of the suspected burglars, 39-year-old David LaFavors, at gunpoint until police arrived. They caught the other suspect, 28-year-old Kyle Cordell, after they say he started a fire at a house nearby. Both men face burglary charges. New tonight, 2 fugitives from Florida have been arrested in Fleming County. The U.S. Marshals Task Force says agents found 24-year-old Gary Bullock Jr. and his girlfriend, 24-year-old Natasha Quigley, today in Flemingsburg. Investigators say Bullock didn't return to a prison near Daytona Beach last month after being allowed to leave for work release. They say Quigley picked him up. Investigators say Quigley's 3-year-old son was found with the couple and he's safe.
Just in time for Valentine's Day, a well-known Kentucky actress has given a gift from her heart. Jennifer Lawrence donated $2 million to be used for a new heart center at Cosair Children's Hospital in Louisville. The center will help children recovering from heart surgery and heart transplants. Lawrence is originally from Louisville. The Kentucky Sport Boat and Recreation Show continues this weekend at Rupp Arena and Heritage Hall. You'll find a lot of outdoor ideas for the spring and summer, and you can zip line across Rupp Arena. The show continues from 9 until 9 tomorrow, and then Sunday from 10 to 5. We have more information at WKYT.com.
How about this sweet way to start off your Valentine's weekend? The UK gymnastics team hosted father-daughter date night at Memorial Coliseum during tonight's match against Missouri. Our own chief meteorologist there, Chris Bailey, and his beautiful daughter, Winter, were among those taking part. How cool was that, Chris?
It was awesome. We didn't get out and dance. I let the other folks that were doing it right there, and trust me, no one wanted to see me dance. But it was great, and UK won as well.
That was a special Valentine's, I'm sure, for Winter.
It was.
And
had my little date with her.
Your daughter is lovely.
Thank you. She doesn't take that after me.
Thanks, Chris.